guys, so I just recorded one of the best freaking guides to become your hottest, baddest self on the internet. So please stay tuned because it's gonna be super duper cute and you're gonna get tips and tricks from me, Naima, also known as Money Online, the ITMB. So stay tuned. Okay, round of applause, round of applause. I look cute. My hair might be messed up though, and it's probably gonna stay messed up for the rest of the video. But you know I'm cute in theory, so that's all that really matters. Hi, my name is Naima, also known as Money Online on all social platforms. You can find me everywhere with the same name. We also have a special guest in the building today in this video. Shout out to my neighbors for getting their tree cut down. Round of applause. Ah! So we're gonna have interruptions with that going further into the video, but that's neither here or there. I can't control that. But hi, how are you? Oh, also, shout out. It's Juneteenth, baby. Look at that. I made a Juneteenth necklace specifically for Juneteenth. Okay. Shout out to my black queers, my black alphabet mafia. We standing down. Okay. I have notes. So this is going to be my personal glow up guide for anybody at any moment in time. First things first. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video mainly because all of the videos that I've made about my glow up tend to get the most viewed, especially on TikTok. I was like, there is a reason why my glow up videos do so well. I don't know why, but let's make a video on it. So my last post related to my glow up was like a couple of weeks ago, and it was basically me expressing all of the things that I've learned over the course of my life with where I am now. I'm 23, and 10 years ago, because of math, I was 13. And I know how I felt at 13 when no one wanted to look at me, no one wanted to talk to me, and no one saw me. And so I made a love letter to myself, basically trying to tell my 13-year-old self, hey, I see you, and I literally see you every day, and I literally love you. Apparently, it resonated with a lot of people. Like, people were commenting, basically telling me that it was a tearjerker. It was like a true love letter to my 13-year-old self. If you don't know, I'm neurodivergent. I don't have like a necessary diagnosis outside of being diagnosed briefly with a generalized mood disorder, because I spent some time with a therapist and stuff, and I didn't spend enough time there to actually be placed in a specific category. Personally, I self-diagnose as autistic, but I could be wrong. So if you take offense to that, I'm totally okay with that. But me personally, I feel like I'm on the spectrum. And I grew up being neurodivergent, being an anime nerd, and being an art nerd as well. Let's get into the guide. First things first, what is a glow up? So I made my own definition because I didn't feel like quoting nobody on Urban Dictionary. Here's my laptop. So a glow up is a process in which you are evolving into the best version of yourself. It's a come up, taking yourself from one level on the outside and on the inside to another level. To me, it's connecting with who you once were, currently is, and who you are in the future. So my first step in this glow up process is to center yourself. I want you to become conceited. I don't want you to become arrogant. They may be synonyms for one another, but to me, they're different. I want you to ask yourself a series of questions. Who do I want to be? That is the first question. And you know what? When you first answer it, you might have a simple answer, but I want you to think about it and constantly think about, who do you want to be? And who do you want to be in this lifetime? You don't have to know now, but I want you to constantly think about, who do I want to be? The second question is, what does this person look like? By asking yourself this question, you are trying to envision what the most fulfilled version of yourself in this lifetime is. Think about, how does this person look? What is their lifestyle? What's their environment? What is their energy? How do they feel, especially to themselves? And what has gotten them to this timeline? All of this is extremely foundational. These are foundational questions that are needed to figure out how to center yourself. A glow up journey may start off with superficial reasons. my personal journey started with me being in high school. I was a freshman in 2015, and at that time, I had a boyfriend. I had a whole bunch of best friends. Even then, I still felt as though I needed to be seen by my peers. My glow up journey started through me seeking validation from my peers. I grew up in a predominantly Black area, so I was never really faced with racism or any type of peer pressure to fit in with any specific other racialized group. But what I will say is, growing up in an environment that was predominantly Black in the early 2010s and the early 2000s was difficult for me because I was plus size, I was queer, I was an anime geek, and I was an art nerd. All of these things, especially during that climate's social hierarchy, were all seen as major flaws, which therefore had people decide then and there whether or not I deserved humanity. So, with that being said, I'm gonna take time to say that I truly validate with people who are experiencing bullying or social isolation, especially in environments that are completely unwelcoming to you. I truly do empathize with those who are currently stuck in environments that are unwelcoming to their personality, to how they look, etc., because that is important. You truly thrive in environments where you're able to be yourself. Number 2 is practicing self-acceptance. So I want you to accept where you are currently. Basically, it's trying to teach you gratitude. I know it's hard to practice gratitude, especially if you're in a place that's full of hatred and vitriol that makes you feel rejected. I've always felt like an outsider. So this in particular was tricky for me. Accept yourself means to accept all of your flaws, to accept all of the good qualities about yourself, accepting yourself for who you are, accepting the actions in which you're not necessarily proud of, but you understand why you thought the thing in the moment, and understand that life is totally unpredictable. The only thing that you have control over is how you react to things. Step number 3 is to study your influences. So we have accepted ourselves, and we have also started to visualize who we want to become in this life, right? This is the time to study your influences. What does this mean? I'm an artist. I'm a screenwriter. I'm an actress. I went to college for a bachelor's in acting. And so one of the main things we were always taught, especially in film classes, was to study your influences. One of the best quotes I have ever heard came from a YouTube video, and he said, "Good artists borrow, but great artists know how to steal. You need to learn to steal." So what is stealing? I have this board that I made back when I was in high school. I think I was a junior, and it was when I was feeling really down in the dumps, really depressed. Basically, I created this board of all of the people who I feel influenced by during the time period, and I never threw it away, and I never want to throw it away because it reminds me why I'm here every single day and how I want to be on a board like this, especially for myself. So one of my biggest influencers is Amina. If you don't know who Amina is, that is the Tassel Fairy. You can find her here on YouTube. I freaking love her. I think the pronouns may be she, her, they, them. I may be wrong. Amina was one of the first plus size people who I ever saw dressed in the ways in which that I always wanted to dress. I always wanted to be super duper freaking cool and colorful, and I always wanted to be as bright as Amina is. Not only are they a style icon, but their house so cute. With Amina being one of my biggest influences in my life, it has changed the way in which I view style. It has changed the way I view homes. Amina was the first person who I ever saw who placed tape on their cabinets, and they were all multicolored. They had clouds, they were green, it was everything. Figure out the ways in which how they do things so you could try them out. It's basically you're looking at them as an example, and you're being influenced to try the things out that they're talking about, and you do it for yourself. You figure out if it works for you or not. For the people who I admired, it would be Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr. Oh, I was a Tumblr girl. I was a Tumblr girl. Damn. I would look at their page and I would study their page. I would be like, oh, they bought clothes here. Let me buy clothes there. They decorate their house like that. I'm gonna screenshot that. When I finally do get a home, when I get an apartment, I'm gonna do it like that. Oh, they put this in their room. I'm gonna put that in my room. Oh, they make videos on a ring light. I'm gonna get a ring light. They do their hair like this. I'm gonna do my hair like that. Which leads us to the next point. Discover your taste. So through studying your influences, you discover your tastes. What that means is you are discovering what works for you, what does not work for you, how it can be implemented into your life. So I used to buy clothes a lot from Fashion Nova because a lot of the girls were buying clothes from Fashion Nova. I buy a shirt here, I buy a shirt there. I would wear the shirt, I would figure out, that's kind of ugly on me. It don't necessarily fit me, but like I bought it. I'm aware because I'm sustainable. But it don't really work for me. It's constantly trying to figure out what really works for you. I know I'm repeating myself, but like you're just figuring out what works. So like aesthetically, I mix and mash, not match, but mash things that I think go together. I put together things that I feel as though work out the best for me. Not because I want to look cute to everyone else, because I know I'm fucking cute. But like, I do it because this is my personal style. But in one, you have to figure out your tastes. What do you want to look like? And how you could take yourself from where you are now to that position. That was a ramble session of like, just figure out your own style. It takes a lot of time. One of the best tools that I used was just social media. I especially was always looking out for people who have body types like me, trying to find plus size influencers. That's where I figured out a lot of, even though like people have their own gripes about fast fashion, when you're plus size, there's not a plethora of places where you could go to find your clothes. So with fast fashion, they have like a little more of a range of like, you know, plus size fashion. We're in the dumps now. Like, it's real bad for plus size girlies. I'm sorry, it's real bad for us. But like in the 2010s, we had just a little bit more of a range where we could look through all of the clothes that are being made or whatever and try to buy them as quickly as possible because they didn't have those clothes in like large quantities. So it was really, you run with what you got. So you figure out who has your body type, who dresses in the way in which you want to dress, and you try to have the two intersect. I like visual aids, so like Pinterest is my favorite app. That is my favorite tool for trying to figure out my style, my taste. My Pinterest is deep. I have like over 20,000 pins and like my fashion folder alone. I have separate folders because you have different boards and stuff. So I look at nails, I look at hair, I look at makeup, I look at fashion, I look at a lot of things. I look at home decor. Always keep those things in mind. If you can't get them now, you possibly, and I hope that you do, get them in the future. So my next point is start customizing your avatar. Customizing your avatar is really fun. I like getting glammed up. It makes me feel alive. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it makes me feel alive. Customizing your avatar is basically a form of self-care. You could just invest in yourself, buying the foods that you want, buying the clothes that you want, pampering yourself. Please pamper yourself if you can. Get your toes done. Put on makeup. If you're a natural girly who don't put on makeup, put on those lashes. Put on your lip gloss. I was a lip gloss and eyelashes girly for a long time. When I was in high school, I became an eyelash and lip gloss girly. Towards the end, I started wearing 24, I think. 24 or 20 lashes, the really long ones where people were like, oh my god, your eyes look like they about to flap off in the wind. That type of lash. And I was so cute. Customizing it by trying different hair colors, customizing yourself by shaving your head, going bald. The big chop. My glow up really started when I did the big chop. Everyone was so perplexed. I did the big chop when I was in the 9th grade because my best friend at the time, Denise, she was basically educating me on like how to connect with my blackness through my hair, and how the connection that I previously had was, you know, it wasn't like I was fully connected with my blackness, even though I've always been black. I've always embraced my blackness, but I had permed hair for a long time. And so I just wanted to know who I was without chemically treating my hair all of the time. And so like, yeah, by growing out my hair, it was teaching me self-acceptance, accepting how my hair comes out of my scalp naturally, how to care for it, how to take care of it, how to nourish it, and how to accept myself as a whole. Like, who am I underneath all of this makeup? Who am I after I take the clothes off? Who am I when I'm just bare? And then after you do the self-acceptance, you could customize your character. But at the end of the day, even though you're customizing your character, you still accept your bare self, even when it's all gone. My next thing in the guide is to take pictures of yourself during the whole freaking process. I'm happy that I've been able to track the whole journey. I have over 1,000 selfies. I first started this whole journey, I didn't take pictures at all. I hated taking pictures. My mom loves taking pictures. It's one of the most annoying traits ever, because I'm more of a live in a moment type of person, but my whole life has been documented through pictures and videos. And it was only until I started taking pictures for myself where I started connecting with myself. Again, going back to study your influencers, I would take poses that they would do in pictures and then do them myself. I would be inspired to give myself my own photo shoots. From the time I was a junior in high school up until now, like, I would just randomly put on my makeup one day, get dressed up, take pictures of myself, call it a day, and post them on the internet. And really, I think I started taking selfies or doing my own photo shoots to track the progress of my hair, because I was so fascinated by, like, seeing how slow it would grow. And when it grew longer, I would be like, oh my god, like, my hair was super short like 6 months ago, but now it's like, it's a little teeny weeny afro, it's a twa, like, oh my god, I have a twa afro now, and blah 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 blah. Like, I like documenting the whole journey, and that's what started the whole tracking my glow up thing. Words happened. Last but not least, practice living with the traits that your most fulfilled self possess. So for me, the traits in which my highest self possess is living out loud. They live in the moment. They're not afraid to live. That's the most fulfilled version of myself. They're not afraid of living. Now, that sounds very general, because it is. I think about this question a lot as well, which is why I put it here. So yeah, let me go through the list one more time, because, you know, I like to repeat myself. So, first step, center yourself. Number 2, practice self-acceptance. Number 3, study your influences. Number 4, discover your tastes. Create your own you core, your own aesthetic, your own style. Number 5, invest in customizing your avatar. Number 6, take photos. Document your whole journey. And number 7 is practice living with the traits that your most fulfilled self possess. And I try to do that by living. For the past year, through my unemployment, I've been living my life in a way in which I was not living my life when I was stressed and going to work and going to school all day, every day. Like, I was really stressed out the times in which I was living that lifestyle of constantly being at work and constantly being at school, that I was like, damn, like, I'm making money, but I'm only living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not living. And I'm privileged enough that even though I've been unemployed for over a year, that I've done some amazing things with my life. I've started having like an annual picnic that is free in my community, where people, regardless of gender, race, whatever, can come and socialize with people. I started the picnic because I feel as though I self-isolate a lot, and I love being around close-knit people. Like, I don't like being around people all the time, like, I really don't, but like, I like being around a certain group of people, and those people are my friends. And I wanted to have a picnic that invites people in the community who also self-isolate, so we could just be in the presence of each other and to embrace one another. I've done it for 2 years now, which is crazy. It's been a year, but like, I've done it 2 years in a row, so I really love that. I started going out to places dressed up. I like dressing up in my bedroom because it's my safe space. This isn't my bedroom, by the way. This is my filming room. But like, it's my safe space. It's my safe bubble. But like, I started, once I went to college downtown because I went to GSU, I went to Georgia State University, and it's known as one of the fashion schools. It's not a fashion school, but it is the fashion school of the South. And so like, people put that shit on every fucking day. That is their life. They wake up and put that shit on. Me, that's not really me. I do that like once or twice a month. But being in an environment where I'm able to like step outside of my comfort zone and dressing the way that I genuinely love dressing when I'm home outside in the real world has helped as well, which is why being like living my life out loud is one of the biggest traits that my higher self possesses. Being happy, being free, you know, hello, being black and fat and queer in America makes that hard, but I try to live my life as freely as possible while also having to be cognizant, because when you're black, you're just naturally more cognizant of the shit that you have to do in order to survive day to day. But like, yeah, anything else? I don't know. I hope it's still recording. And if it is, I want you to know genuinely from the bottom of my heart that if any of this resonated with you, if you stayed throughout the entire video, that I'm so immensely grateful that you stayed and watched this video. I am so happy that, if it's still recording, that I was able to make this video. I hope I genuinely helped you in some capacity. I'm a yapper, so I yap. Like, I don't know what you want. I'm not gonna change that. I talk a lot. And I hope this helped. And yeah, if you have any questions, please comment in the comments below. Subscribe if this helped in any capacity. Like the video, share the video. Yeah. Okay. We just hope that's recording still. Let's see. Oh, it is. We still there. Wait, is it recording? Wait. Oh, it is. Okay, yay. Okay. Well, if no one has told you this today, and I don't want to form no parasocial relationship, I really don't. And I hate when bitches be doing da-da-da-da, but then it's making me think about that one white girl who made that stupid video about faking her pregnancy, and she was like, well, people have parasocial relationships. I get it. We shouldn't form a parasocial relationship, but I just genuinely want you to know that I love you. And if no one has seen you today, I've seen you. So, and you don't even got to comment for me to see you. Just know that I literally see you. So, I see you. Your experiences are valid. And I hope in some capacity that one day you will be able to live in your truth, be the baddest fucking version of yourself that you want to be. Live this life for you. I hope that you are able to see all of the things that you want to see in this life, all of the things that you want to experience in this life. I want you to know that this life is yours. And above all else, it is totally fine to be weird. It's totally fine to be yourself. I hope that you don't restrict yourself for the validation of others. I hope that you always live your life out loud in the ways in which you want to live. And you always will have somebody in your corner supporting you, whether you know that person or whether they're the closest person in your life. And know that even though we all are living in the thick of it because things are happening in the world, understand that things are seasonal, and the thickest cloud storms, the darkest cloud storms eventually pass. So if you're living in the aftermath of something really messed up, just know that I see you, that you're validated, and I love you in a non-parasocial way. Thank you for watching my video. I'm so immensely grateful. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.